Emojis can be legally binding. A Canadian court has ruled that an emoji can be considered a binding signature to a legal contract. In March of 2021, Kent Mickleborough, a Canadian grain buyer, sent out text messages to several farmers in the vicinity talking about how he was looking to buy 86 tons of flax at a price of $17 Canadian per bushel. Chris Actor, a Canadian farmer, responded to the text and both got into correspondence on the phone. Mickleborough then proceeded to send a picture of the contract to Actor, asking him to confirm the contract. Actor responded with a thumbs up emoji, but did not otherwise follow up. By November, the time when the contract was supposed to be fulfilled, flax had risen to $41 a bushel.
Yikes.
Over twice the amount.
Yeah.
Mickleborough then sued Actor for failing to provide the requested flax, arguing that the emoji was an agreement to the terms of the contract. Actor argued in turn that he was merely confirming that he had received the contract, not that he agreed to it, and that he assumed that another contract would be sent more formally through fax or email. Now, according to the court's...
That's not a terrible argument.
I think that's actually a pretty good argument. Now, according to the court's filing, he will be required... Really?
Yeah. No, this is done.
That's garbage.
This is confirmed.
According to the court's ruling, he will be required to pay 82,000 Canadian dollars, so about $4 American, plus interest for failing to deliver the flax. Discussion question: should something as ambiguous as an emoji really be considered a legally binding statement? I mean, if he put the emoji in the signature section of the contract, like maybe, but that's not what happened.
But
in the
verbal
slightest.
Contracts are binding here. So that's something.
Canada's
an emoji
a
is
place.
a lot more documented than just a verbal agreement.
You know about how we don't actually really have any rights, right? Have I talked to you about that before?
Yeah.
Yeah. Canada's sick. Yeah, that's really stupid. Because the way that Actor, I hope I'm saying that name right. I'm pretty sure about Mickleborough, but Actor, I'm not certain. The way that they said that they did this, where they said they confirmed they received the contract, that's a very normal way to do things. See a message, give it a thumbs up is like, I've seen this, whatever. It's a little bit of a stretch, I think.
The judge said it appears the deal was at least verbally struck, according to the documents. Wow.
Is it the emoji that won this court case then, or no?
The judge wrote, I am satisfied on the balance of probabilities that Chris okayed or approved the contract just like he had done before, except this time he used a thumbs up emoji. In my opinion, when considering all of the circumstances, that meant approval of the flax contract and not simply that he had received the contract and was going to think about it. In my view, a reasonable bystander, knowing all the background, would come into this and come to the same objective understanding that the parties had reached a consensus.
I don't agree.
Like they had done on numerous other occasions, though. That's something that we're missing
That's an interesting
here.
one. Yes.
So this is not some rando contract from some rando you've never dealt with before.
If this is how they've done it in the past.
If this is, hey, have we got a price? If the only item was price, and you're basically like, here's the contract with the price we discussed, and someone's like, yep.
Depends on the wording a bit. It also depends on precedent. Like if they have done if a contract has been sent in the past and he thumbsed it up and then they followed through and that contract was fulfilled, then I would be like, absolutely, yes, it completely is that.
Yeah.
But I have absolutely thumbs things up as like, I have received this. You know, like
I was hoping to get like screenshots of exactly what the texts were, but none of the source articles here appear to have it.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's tied up in court or something.
Yeah.
I don't know much about legal process.
Yeah, what I hope is that if we saw the actual exchange of text messages, it would become very obvious that they were agreeing to the contract. But otherwise, that's pretty freaky, man.
Yeah.
Like if you...
Well, we have issues here where like someone will digitally sign something in like a font that doesn't really look like a signature, and we'll be like, it should probably look more like it was properly signed. And then this dude sending emojis. What?
Is that an issue we have?
It has been before.
Oh, okay. Signatures are the
They're
stupidest.
just so dumb.
The stupidest
They are
possible
so dumb.
validation of anything.
Absolutely.
If it's if it's witnessed by a notary or whatever, like that's at least something. But just, man, have you ever had a cashier like not accept your credit card because the back
signature on
isn't signed?
I pretty much guarantee mine isn't right now.
Like, don't pull it out on stream.
I wasn't gonna.
Oh,
anyways.
okay. Yeah.
I was gonna do it on the table, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
But I don't think I've ever signed a credit card.
okay. Have you ever had them ask you to sign it before
No,
they'll let
but
you use it?
I know people that have had that before. Yeah.
What does that prove?
I used to be a stickler. When I had my first retail job ever, I would check ID for every single credit card. Because I was told to do that. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And I just did it. I checked
did too,
ID
actually.
every single time. And I would legitimately actually try to pair it.
That was NCIX policy.
Yeah.
Some people would get really mad. They'd be like, I don't want to show you my ID. I'd be like, then I don't want to take your credit card. I don't really.
I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if I've ever been ID'd for using my credit card for any value amount.
Yeah, but it's pins now.
Yeah,
you're a young boy. I got ID'd.
Okay.
I was older than you, so it was. I
was IDing people when they were putting in pins and stuff.
Oh, you don't have to do that.
They told me I did at the time.
Where was this?
This was Best Buy.
What?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Pins are not very secure.
They're a lot more secure than this is definitely.
It has a signature on the back for sure.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, no, I absolutely had to. Oh man,
yeah,
this
that's
is
the other
reminding
thing.
me of
People are
stuff.
talking like Conrad in chat just mentioned that he taps things up to $400.
That's wild.
Tap doesn't take a pin.
Kumo Star says all my credit cards say CID. That's something I used to see a lot back in the day. People would write that in the signature thing because they understand that signatures mean absolutely nothing, and if someone steals their card, they want them to. Then again, if I stole someone's credit card and it said CID on the back, I'm sure I could come up with a creative way to use some isopropyl alcohol to remove
get rid of it.
Just sign over top of it with some kind of chicken scratch signature or whatever. Like I really. Why are we still using pieces of plastic to move our money around? I don't understand it.
All the tap limits I'm seeing, I don't know how Conrad has one for $400. Someone else in chat says they have one for $600 though, so this is apparently a thing.
Mine's $200.
I googled it; they're all saying $250, but there's multiple people in chat saying that they have one for more than that. So what? You can this person tapped. I tapped to pay with my phone at a micro center for $600. So you don't need ID for a $600 transaction.
That's wild. That's a lot of money.
Like we're going all the way back. The pins are useless now.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
how many times are you going to process a transaction for more than your tap limit? I never have it happen.
You know, I would say that it would. I would. Far be it from me to just come up with a security best practice live on the WAN show. But I'd say it's probably not unreasonable to just disable the taps on your cards, just gouge the chips out. And then if you want to tap, then you should ingest your card into your phone and use your phone for tap payments. And then you'll still be able to use your card. I never use
my phone. Do you have to unlock your phone to tap pay?
Yeah, you have to unlock your phone.
Yeah.
So then at least you're adding some amount of validation to any kind of contactless payment. And you can still use your card with a PIN. Like you can still insert it. It's a separate chip. It's not the RFID chip that is used for.
Apparently, there's no tap limit in the U.S.
There can't be no tap limit.
Someone in chat said I tapped without ID for a $1,200 chair.
That's stupid.
I've tapped a different person. I've tapped $1,200 in a foreign country. A different person I tapped to pay $1,700 at a micro center.
That's actually completely bananas. This is like going back to checkbooks, except people can just write checks and they don't even need to sign the checks. They just hand checks to people and they just use your money. That's wild.
Elon tapped to buy Twitter. Yeah.
Okay.
Elon tapped for other reasons.
Help make sure we don't run out of people. It's a major concern, Luke.
I regularly charge people $3,500 and they can tap no problem. I tapped to pay like $2,500 for my PC build components last year. Oh, it was on my iPhone. That's a little different.
Yeah, that's different. That's validated. That's not a tap.
Yeah, you're signing into your phone. That is definitely different.
Yeah, no. When we're talking tap, we're talking when you have just the card, just the credit card or the bank card, and you just touch it on something.
Whiskey
No
Nerd
fingerprint,
88 in
nothing.
Floatplane Chat said, I work for Capital One Bank, and yes, you can tap for up to $5,000 for your card.
That's stupid.
You can tap for what my gut is going to tell me has got to be more than most people's credit limits.
I have no idea what the average credit limit is.
Not a clue, but I can't imagine it's more than 5,000.
You know, I had a really funny conversation with Plouffe. We were discussing just like, credit card usage and frugal lifestyle. I was talking about how someone was like complaining about how out of touch I am because I'm always saying don't buy cheap garbage, buy used good stuff because it costs the same and it lasts longer and performs better. And that's not out of touch. And if you think it's out of touch, you're actually stupid. Yeah, no, it's the thing that comes up like quite often, actually. You'd be surprised. Yeah. Well, all you got to do is go read the comments on any of those don't buy cheap GPUs videos. Like, you remember that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How elitist Linus. Some people can't afford better.
That's not the point.
Oh my God.
We have been there. Go buy used stuff. It's better.
So we were talking about sort of like the frugal lifestyle because I was saying like a lot of the way that I look at used versus new products comes from not growing up with money. And he was talking about, we actually drove the same model of car at some point. And he was talking about how, like, yeah, he uses his credit card for everything, but he was always just like completely anal about paying it off. And he said that a big part of the reason for it was actually that he had a fundamental misunderstanding about how interest works on credit cards. And what I realized is that a lot of the anxiety that I had about carrying a balance on my credit card, I started out with a $500 credit limit. And the reason is that, and look, I don't care. People who are morally opposed to credit ratings or who think credit cards are the work of the devil or whatever, in North America, it's not how it works. It's really important to have a good credit rating, and having a credit card that you pay off all the time is actually not detrimental. It is actually beneficial to you because there are benefits of paying with a credit card versus paying with a debit card. I really don't feel like debating it with you. You're wrong. So I had a $500 credit limit credit card, and one of the reasons that it was so low was that I wanted to make sure that I never, ever carried a balance on it because I thought that the 23% interest or whatever was immediately owed if you carried your balance to the next month. And it wasn't until he told me that that was a big part of why he was so on top of his credit card all the time that I realized, holy crap, I thought the exact same thing until sometime into my adult life. I don't remember exactly when I figured out that it was an annual interest rate, but then like billed monthly.
Yeah.
So I thought that if I spent $100, I would, and I didn't pay it back by the end of the month, I would owe $123. So I used my credit card like cash, and it baffled me that anyone ever lost track of how much they owed on their credit card because, oh my God, every $5 is $6. Who could possibly lose track of that? Oh, this is great. Floatplane Chat. It's not? I'm 20 and this is news to me.
It doesn't mean you shouldn't treat it that way.
Yeah, the best advice I can give you is treat it like that.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly how you fall into the trap.
Yeah, no, stop thinking you're dumb. There's all these people being like, I'm a moron. Stop. Like, actually.
Yeah, you're actually doing it. You're actually doing it good.
Yeah.
There's huge benefits. Again, I don't feel like debating this with Europeans. I don't care. What you think about it doesn't matter right now. There's huge benefits to North Americans for using a credit card regularly and always making sure that it's paid off
If you don't, you like can't buy a house and stuff.
and stuff.
Like it's actually extremely
like we're
important.
not
over
going to
here.
talk about it.
Yeah.
But that's how they get you. As soon as you start carrying a balance, it creates that bad habit, right? So yeah, treat it like this. Oh man, people in chat, why did you tell me this? I would have lived better without this knowledge.
The way that people are reacting actually has me actually concerned. I didn't see this coming. I didn't see people reacting this way.
There's also a component of like usage limit as well. So if you have like $500 of credit, you can't have $500 on it. Otherwise, you also get impacted. Like there's a point you can't use all of your allowed credit. Otherwise, it also negatively affects your credit rating.
Yeah, it's a whole like black magic to figure out exactly how the math works. But the best thing is to use it regularly and pay it off before the end of every month. I remember someone because one of my genius ideas was like, oh, well, I only have like a crappy savings account anyway with like 0.8% interest or whatever. So just to make sure that I never go over my credit card limit, I'll just dump my savings into my credit card and then it'll always carry a positive balance. And so I'll just never have to like worry about accidentally whatever. And then I can spend more than my $500 credit limit on a single transaction as well because I have like
just
buffer.
overload it,
but then I was told that that's bad. Having it like overpaid all the time is like bad or something. Yeah,
I didn't actually know that part.
Yeah, that might not even be true, or it might not be true anymore. I remember Yvonne was telling me something.
I often do that before trips on purpose, just in case like massive emergency.
No, a little bit's fine.
Okay.
But yeah, just like always having it, I don't know, like looks weird or something. Anything that's like weird is bad.
That makes sense.
Yvonne was telling me that like having, this was for like a line of credit for the business or something like that. I'm like, I don't know, just get it. And then if we need it, then we have it. And she's like, no, if you like have it and don't use it, that's bad. And I was like, why? Then that just means you're a baller and you like, can handle your bills or something. She's like, no, it's not how they see it. I'm like, all right, sure.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
don't go into details.
I don't know. This was for the business. I don't know if personally it is different.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna have to look into that. Oh man, I do use Avant for financial advice. Yeah. I think I messaged her a couple months ago. I was like, "What credit card do I get? I don't know."
Disclaimer: Yvonne is not a financial advisor.
No.
Oh
but,
lordy,
hey, she knows some stuff. She's smart in things. They should publish the algorithm. Yeah, that would be good for us, wouldn't it?